Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Rahana. We're playing more Gakuen Heaven 2. Sorry about the delay, had some personal stuff going on. Should be taken care of for now, but there may be a delay before the next video comes out again too. We have Thanksgiving coming up in the US, and my wife is also taking next week off from work. I generally don't record when she's around just because it's embarrassing to have somebody else sitting around listening to me rambling into a microphone. So I don't know if I'll post anything for the rest of this week or next week, but we'll see. Sometimes I don't mind it, and I might just want to suck it up and keep going to get through Arata's route a little more. Okay, so today we're continuing from last time where they went shopping, and Arata revealed that the rumors were true, that he did have a relationship with someone in middle school, someone else from the swim club, and he was forced into that relationship. So obviously this is not a fun thing. This is not a consensual relationship. And yeah, you're like, okay, that's really bad, obviously, and things are going to get worse. So I'm going to apologize in advance here. I'll probably get kind of worked up as I record this because this scene really pisses me off. And if I end up saying unkind things about the characters who show up here, please forgive me, but they're assholes and they deserve exactly what they get. These people truly, truly suck. And I've kind of been putting off recording this video because I know I'm going to end up super pissed off about everything that happens right now. So here we go. They've come back from shopping. This is back at the school. They're on the path within the school here. Somehow there's an awful lot of people at the school. And it's all people who've come from outside. Oh. That's right. Yagami said today's the music festival at the school. Hey, Arata-san.
Arata-san?
What is it? What's he looking at?
Naoki.
And this is a person's name, Naoki. It's got the little...
Arata. Hisashiburi.
So here's this guy who is at the school for the music festival. And remember, they opened the school to outsiders. So this being a big school with very talented people would actually draw in people from the outside who would be interested in coming to see it. Plus, I'm sure because the school is kind of like a legend, it's so special that I bet a lot of people are coming just to check it out, to have an opportunity to look around the school while it's open to the public, since I'm sure that probably doesn't happen all that often. You know, they want to keep the students focused on everything that they're doing. So here's this guy, Naoki, saying, Arata, it's been a long time. And look at Arata's face, like just immediately, the change in his attitude and expression and everything. This is a man I don't recognize. He's not from this school. I guess he's at least a college student. He's tall and really good looking.
Arata-san? Hisashiburi.
It's been a while. I just, the tone of his voice, like, damn. Like, you can already tell what's going on here. Is this someone Arata-san knows? But what's with this? His face right now. So neither Arata-san when I first met him, nor Arata-san when he spoke Kansai-ben ever made a face like that. So unguarded. I feel kind of upset. So... again, this is Yuki's unconscious attraction to Arata and wanting to be seen as special and to get close to him. And now this random dude shows up and Arata is just immediately interested in him. And Yuki's subconsciously feeling like, well, that's not fair. How come he doesn't look at me like that?
こんなところで会うなんて驚いたな。
And whenever this guy speaks, he's not going to have a face. He's one of the characters who, for some reason, doesn't have a face, which is a little bit odd because some of the very bit part characters do have a little character portrait that shows up here. but this guy doesn't have one, which is, I guess, good for him because now I don't have to hate his face. But I'm surprised to see you here.
でも、そっか。新た、BL 学園の生徒だったもんな。
I see, so you're a BL school student. So this guy didn't even know where Arata ended up going to high school. Why are you blushing? Yeah.
この間、ばあちゃんが入院したんだって。
Wasn't your grandma in the hospital recently?
大丈夫なのか？
Is she okay?
大したことなかったから。
Yeah, it was no big deal.
そうか。よかった。
I see, I'm glad.
新たんちのじいちゃんとばあちゃんには、俺も昔世話になったからな。
I'm grateful to your grandma and grandpa for taking care of me a long time ago.
心配してたんだ。
I was worried. Is this man talking about Arata-san's grandma? The grandma he said he was left with a lot?
お見舞い行ったんだってな。
I heard you went to visit her. Yeah.
電話でお袋から聞いたんだ。俺も今こっちに出てきてるから。
Well, I heard on the phone from my mom. I'm moving out here now too. So this guy is moving away from where they used to live, this small town that Arata mentioned, and he's moving to the big city. They never say where the school is, but the way it's described, it's obviously in Tokyo. And because they say Yuki is a local boy, he's from a local area, and if you look at his birthplace, it's a part of the city. So makes it pretty obvious where they are.
そうなんだ。
I see. Arata-san's been looking down the whole time. It's kind of awkward to be here. What should I do? I wonder if I should just go back ahead. If I stay here, I feel like I'll just be in the way. Yeah, Yuki's having some third wheel syndrome here.
Naoki! 見つけた.
Oh my god. And then this woman shows up, and she has the... Like, I'm sure they're playing it up, but she has this very stereotypical, obnoxious, cutesy, sing-song voice. Which is, I'm sure, being just overdone to be super irritating to the player and to Yuki. So she's saying, Naoki, I found you. And just from reading Arata's reaction...
もう探したんだからね。
Geez, I've been looking for you.
ごめんごめん。
Sorry, sorry. So this man came here with a woman.
おい、いきなり腕組むなよ。
Hey, don't suddenly link arms with me.
いいじゃない。人多いんだもん。
It's fine, there's lots of people.
もうはぐれたりしないようしっかりくっついとくの。
I'm holding on tight so we don't get separated anymore.
ね、ダメ？
Okay, can't I?
たく。しょうがないやつだな。
Jeez, you're hopeless. I wonder if these two are lovers. They're arm in arm like it's natural.
それよりこれ、誰だかわかるか？
More importantly, do you recognize who this is?
あらた？もしかしてあらたじゃない？
Arata, are you Arata? So look at the way that his expression has changed here. So even though he's not speaking at the moment, you can really get a sense of his feelings.
大きくなって雰囲気変わったね。
Wow, you've grown up so much. Your whole attitude's changed. This woman is someone Arata-san knows too. I wonder if something happened between Arata-san and these two. He looks really pained. They don't seem to have noticed, though. Not the man or the woman.
懐かしいな。あらたがうちらのとこ来てたのって何年前？もう5、6年だっけ？
That brings back memories. How many years ago was it that you visited us? It's been 5 or 6 years now, right?
夏の間だけだったけど、よく一緒に遊んだよね。
It was only during summer break, but we played together a lot. Yeah. Arata-san's really acting strange. He's really pale, like he might collapse right now. They don't seem to be noticing at all. Geez, maybe I should just take him back with me. So, even though these two are totally clueless, Yuki is picking up on the very obvious signals that are coming from Arata. So I don't know if these two are just like willfully ignorant of how crappy they're being or what, or they're just oblivious.
Arata.
So here's Naoki again.
あの時、お前を助けてあげられなくて。
I'm
ごめん
sorry.
な。
I'm sorry I didn't save you back then. So what the hell does that mean? Obviously, Arata knows, and don't worry, we'll find out. And Yuki is like, what the hell? Didn't save him?
ずっと気になってた。
It's bothered me the whole time.
実はさ、俺な、あれがきっかけでライフセーバーを目指し始めたんだ。
Actually, it's the reason I started wanting to become a lifeguard.
この間、資格も取れたんだ。
I recently got my qualification.
もう止めても聞かなかったのよこの人。
And here's this girlfriend or whoever, we don't know yet. Geez, I tried to stop him, but he wouldn't listen.
ライフセーバーはいいけど気をつけてね。
It's fine to be a lifeguard, but be careful.
私と子供のためにも。
For me and our child. Really? Did you have to throw that in? So, yeah, knife to the gut there. Arata-san, his breath hitched just now when he heard child. Yeah, what do you expect?
実は俺たち、来月結婚するんだ。
Oh, well, actually, we're getting married next month. Arata-san, is this man the person he, and the implication is the person he loved?
そうなの。式場が素敵なのよ。
That's right, the wedding hall is so beautiful.
レストランウェディングなんだけど、お庭が素敵でね、噴水もあって。
It's a restaurant wedding, but the garden is wonderful, and there's even a fountain.
あの、
And, you know, Yuki being a polite boy doesn't want to cut in, but now he's been pushed so far that he's going to find his voice here. And he's trying to interrupt, And that's just a deep breath right there.
そっか。おめでとう。
I see, congratulations. And notice this complete and obviously very conscious shift here. He's gone from being depressed and reacting and gasping at these things, and now he's put on that mask again where he's projecting that derpy character, the one that he was just telling Yuki about. It's convenient to seem this way. It helps to put on this smiling face, and that's exactly what he's doing here, but he's not doing it to look non-threatening this time. He's doing it to retreat behind that so he can hide his true feelings and in a way protect himself from what's going on here, or at least pretend that it's not affecting him, because causing a scene, what's gonna happen. Arata-san smiled.
ありがとう。
Thanks.
二人。
Oops, I skipped his line there, but he said, "You two are getting married. That's such a surprise." And Yuki's like, "Why is he smiling?
お似合いだね。
You make such a great couple."
そっか。祝ってくれるか。
I see, so you're congratulating us. Like, this guy, Naoki, was not expecting that.
やだ、当たり前じゃない。
Of course he is. Just now, was that man relieved? And also want to point out, too, that thinking of someone without using their name, because Yuki always thinks of someone and he thinks, Arata-san, Kuya-san, Joker-san. He's very polite. He uses the name, the honorific, just as he would when he would address them directly. So even in his own mind, he's polite. But here, this guy, Naoki, he is referring to him as that man. That's kind of rude. And he probably wouldn't do it to his face because he still has that polite nature, but in his own head, he's like,
ありがとう。俺もお前が元気そうで安心したよ。
Thanks, I'm relieved to see you looking so well, too. And now it's Yuki's turn to gasp. The man patted his head. He patted Arata-san's head. Light tap. Pat, pat. What's with that? Like, it's so natural. I petted Arata-san's head before, too, though. I didn't know. And that was way back when he was trying to tell Arata not to do things by himself, and he patted him on the head. Just without thinking. And, I actually have a note here that I want to point out, because this is a big difference, but, like a public display of affection like that, something that seems mild to us, something like maybe holding hands or, patting someone or whatever, it's actually really taboo in Japan. Like, you wouldn't see couples kissing. You definitely wouldn't see people, like, making out, like, while they're standing in line for something or whatever. Even something as innocuous as holding hands can get you stared at, criticized. Couples definitely would not kiss in public. Head patting is actually considered an acceptable but still really intimate substitution for holding hands. So this guy is actually doing something really intimate. And Yuki did it unconsciously without thinking. And didn't realize until now, yeah, you know what, that was pretty inappropriate. But now this guy is doing it, and it's honestly pissing him off. I didn't know petting someone's head was so intimate. It was so very intimate.
Arata-san, ikimashou.
So this is the part we're waiting for Yuki's, good nature to kick in, and that protective nature he has towards his friends and the people he cares about. He grabs Arata's wrist and he says, "Let's go."
Yuki.
Arata-san's hand has turned white. His fist is so tight, his nails are biting into his hand. That's how much he's enduring this.
何?
君は
Who are you?
BL 学園の1年です。俺たち、そろそろ寮に帰らないと。
I'm a first year.
ね、Arata-san.
I'm a first year at BL school. We have to go back to the dorm now, right, Arata-san? And also notice, Yuki does not introduce himself with his name, which is also pretty impolite. He does not care at this point. This is, I wouldn't say it's out of character for him, but he is definitely making sure that these people understand that he is not pleased with them. Yeah, so reluctantly agreeing. And just look at this poor boy's face. Like, just take a good look at this scene. I don't know. This just makes me so mad, this scene. I really hate these people. Okay.
Arata-san, 気分悪そうだし、早く休ませたいんで。
Arata-san isn't feeling well, and I'd like him to hurry and get some rest.
悪い。引き止めて。
Yeah, sorry, keeping you guys here.
お二人も急いだ方がいいですよ。学園と出るバスの数、だんだん少なくなりますから。
You two should hurry up too. There will be fewer and fewer buses leaving the school island. So this is basically still Yuki being polite, as he just tends to be, but this is basically Yuki saying, you guys should get the fuck out of here now. Because he's too polite to come out and say, you guys should get the fuck out of here now.
ちょっと!
Wait a minute.
まあまあ、いいって。な。
Now, don't worry about it. So here's these two assholes. Goodbye. What is this? Even though Arata-san said he'd forgotten. The person Arata-san liked before, was it that man? It's the first time I've seen him like that. Looking so unguarded the moment he saw him. Looking down and blushing. He looked so pained when that woman appeared because that man was, obviously with her, going to marry her, knocked her up. So let me just point out that this guy, okay, he's a college student probably. He's a lifeguard. He got his girlfriend pregnant. What a catch. And my wife always likes to say this, like, if at this point, he managed to sneak away from his girlfriend, it was like, hey, Arata, let's go mess around. Arata would probably say yes. And this jerk would totally cheat on his girlfriend. Like, I can really imagine that. Like, maybe that's just me looking and reading a little too much into it, but this guy is just such a jerk. Like, lowest of the low, and once we learn a little more about him, you'll understand why I hate this guy's guts so much, because you think this is horrible, what he just did here with his stupid girlfriend bragging about how they're gonna get married right in front of Arata. Like, does she not know that Arata likes this guy? Maybe not. But even still, like, how do you not read the cues on someone's face? How did you not see that he was uncomfortable with this? And instead she's going on and on and on with her obnoxious high-pitched voice about, oh, and we're gonna get married, and it's gonna be at a restaurant or whatever, and we're gonna, it has a fountain. It's like, who gives a shit? Shut up, bitch. Okay. I told you I was gonna get really upset here, and this isn't over. This is not the end of the scene, so let's keep going.
Yuki,
Yuki, let go of my hand. Yeah.
さっきの人は何だったんですか?
What was with that guy before? And just that little bit of hardness in Yuki's voice is really unusual for him.
なんか嫌な感じでしたね。
He was kind of obnoxious. He was more than just kind of obnoxious.
いや
Obnoxious?
そうですよ。女の人とイチャイチャして。
That's right, being all lovey-dovey with that woman. And so, oh, another thing I wanted to mention too, when she came up and linked arms with him, that was a little bit of, PDA going on there, which would also be kind of frowned upon. And obviously the tone of her voice, like I just mentioned, where she's just going on and on and on about, oh, we're getting married, and having to drop that thing about, oh yeah, and for our baby too. And I'm like, can you just not? Seriously.
結婚式場の話なんかこっちは聞いてないって。
We didn't ask to hear about their wedding hall. Thank you, Yuki. That's exactly what I was thinking.
やめ
Stop.
でも新さんだって。
But you... He must really not have wanted to hear about the wedding. No kidding.
いいからやめや
And Arata has slipped back into his Kansai accent here and says, forget it, just stop.
なんでですか?
Why?
なんでお前の方こそらしくない
And he's back to that more polite standard way of speaking now. So he just lost control for a second there. Why? It's you. This isn't like you. And it's true, it isn't like Yuki. But it also isn't like Yuki to watch one of his friends get stabbed in the heart 1,000 times.
でもいいんですか?
But is that okay?
あの人たち新さんの気持ち何も分かろうとしてなかったじゃないですか。
Those people didn't try to understand your feelings at all, did they?
何もか
At all.
そうですよ。
That's right.
おめでとうって言った時新さんすごく我慢してた。
When you said congratulations, you were really, really enduring it.
あんなに真っ青になって辛そうな顔してたのに無理して笑って。
Forcing yourself to smile, even though you were so pale and looked so pained.
そんなの目の前にいるんだから気づくはずです。
It was right in front of them. They should have noticed. And yeah, they should have noticed. But all they cared about was just showing off their stupid relationship.
俺は分かりました。新さんすごく辛そうでしたよ。
I realized, Arata-san, you were really hurting, weren't you? So this boy who's known Arata for what, maybe 2 months at this point? Possibly not even that long, is already better at picking up his expressions and his feelings and just I don't know, you just really get a sense of Yuki's innate emotional intelligence going on here. Like he has it in every root, but it's especially apparent with Arata, because Arata is just gets so hurt and so crapped on by people, and Yuki just can't stand that. And I really love that about him, that he's not only not going to tolerate that, but he's literally going to drag you away from a bad situation. Like, Yuki is the friend that all of us need. You were really hurting.
それにあの男の人本当に新さんの気持ちに気づいてなかったんでしょうか?
And that man didn't realize your real feelings, did he?
もしかして気づいてないふりをしてたんじゃ?
Maybe he was pretending not to notice.
別に
It doesn't matter.
でも
But
俺の本心なんか分かってもらいたいと思ってない。
I don't want him to understand my real feelings.
新さん。
今日は悪かった。荷物ありがとう。
Sorry about today. Thanks for carrying the stuff.
あ、それ、俺が部屋まで。
At least let me take these to your room.
新さん。はあ、俺、何やってるんだろう。
Just what am I doing?
新さんの気持ちがわかるとか、偉そうに言ったくせに。
Even though I arrogantly said I understood his feelings.
辛そうにしてる新さんを前にして、何もできてないじゃないか。
I didn't do anything for Arata-san, who was hurting right in front of me.
励ましたりも、慰めたりも。
Not encourage him, not console him.
何も。
Nothing. And Yuki is such a good person, he can't even see that he did do something good, that he did drag him away. He may even feel guilty about dragging him away from this person because Arata was obviously interested in him, even though he was being hurt by him. But just that feeling of being a failure because he didn't encourage him, even though he physically removed him from a bad situation. Like, you can just see how sweet and caring this boy is, because if he doesn't completely help, it's like it's not enough.
俺の本心なんか分かってもらいたいと思ってない。
I don't want him to understand my real feelings. That happened before too, when the guys in the swim club were gossiping about Arata-san. He was still smiling back then, laid back like before. I didn't do anything that time either. Arata-san said it was fine. He said to leave it alone until it died down. So that's why. But I wonder if that was okay.
新さんが言うように、何もしないままで。
I haven't done anything, just like Arata-san said.
本当にいいのかな?
Is that really okay? So, from here, things will shift a little bit, because Yuki has been trying to be respectful of Arata's feelings and not meddle, and to stay out of things when he says, just leave it alone, things will die down on their own. But obviously that's not working, and things have just gotten worse. And things will continue to get worse. I'm really sorry. This is gonna get worse. Like, you think this guy is a jerk now? This Naoki who just showed up out of nowhere and dropped the hell bomb on Arata's face right now? No. Because remember, he said, sorry for not saving you. Saving you from what? Yeah, we'll find out about that. You think I'm mad now? You're gonna be just as mad as I am. Mad as hell. I don't even know what else I could say at this point. I mean, I would love to go on for like another half hour talking about how great Yuki is and everything, and how he's kind of unfairly putting himself down here. I mean, he is only a teenage boy. He's only 15 years old. And he's trying to do his best, but also operate within the boundaries of society, which says you don't meddle with stuff, you respect people's feelings, be respectful of your elders, and all that kind of good stuff. So for him to physically drag Arata away from these two people is actually kind of a big thing. Not just because he's polite, but because they're, people who know Arata, they're older, you should be respectful of them and things like that. And for Yuki to finally snap, this really polite kid who will pretty much bend over backwards to be nice to people, for even Yuki to be like, you know what, screw this, it's just gotten to the point where he can't overlook it, especially because someone he cares about is hurting. And also there's that sense that, why does Arata like this jerk? I like him, even if he doesn't fully realize that himself. Just why? He wants to know why. Okay, I'm all out of words. I'm going to stop here because this is the end of the day, and this is a half-hour video, so sorry about that. Thank you for watching. And we'll just continue next time. So, sorry for this being potentially my last video for a while, because this is a pretty big cliffhanger. But I will do my best to record. I'll, like, send my wife into the cornfield for a while or something so I can record some more stuff and kind of power through this. Because leaving it here, it not only feels bad for whoever's watching this, it feels bad for me having this be the last thing that I've done here. Like, can we at least get to the part where we're getting some hope here? Don't worry, there is hope. There's light at the end of the tunnel. It is not an oncoming train. Unless you've played this route wrong, then it's terrible and you will be squished. But, we're gonna do it the right way. Things will get better, but they're gonna get worse first. So, just try to hang in there. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for putting up with my rambling and my angry shouting. And I'll see you next time, whenever that happens to be. Everyone in the US, happy Thanksgiving!